For 7 months since I started making Lost Ark content on YouTube, I was holding what I believe to be my ace in the hole. My super sweet secret sauce that would essentially ruin my market for a long time, but drive interest as it was a proven working gold maker in Lost Ark. Then I finally finish and release it, and 6 hours later, Loan shows tier 4 that brings with it new gems, and like that, my safest market in Lost Ark crashes. We are almost at a month later since this announcement. So where's the gem market at now, and where can we expect it to be in the next few months? First off, what happened across the board to the market? Level 7s dropped from around 10 to 11k to sitting at around 8k now, and this translated upwards to 8s and 9s, with 9s sitting around 80k, which was a 20k dip from the 100k it was previously sitting at. 10s had the most significant change, with cooldowns seeming to take a very minimal dip and damage gems seeing an almost 200k dip from its previous 460k to now sitting around 280k. Damage 10s took a hard dip because previously, unlike any of the other tiers, there was no higher gem to force the X3 minimum pricing ceiling. Now that there is a new ceiling forced on it by tier 4 gems, this price doesn't make sense anymore and has fallen to just over the X3 value of level 9s plus a little extra. This same reason is why level 10 cooldowns haven't really lost their value. They are now useful for upgrading upwards. My belief for why they haven't closed the gap more is because fusing 9s into 10s for the gamble has never been safer. Don't get it twisted though, it isn't wise to take this gamble. But previously the gamble was a 100k loss or a 200k win. The win to loss differential is significantly closer now, but the upside and downside are significantly less. So maybe folks are just hitting it super unlucky and keeping the cooldowns from rising up. But if upgrading to tier 4 gems works like we imagine, buying 10 cooldowns is by far the most cost efficient way. So, what can we expect for the future? Well, Korea will get a big update in less than a week that should shed a lot of light on what tier 4 will look like. Basically, a giant insight into tier 4 gem acquisition, whether that will be via drops or just upgrading in general. Depending on the ease, this should put our gem market into flux. If it's super abundant, value of tier 3s drops significantly. If it's sparse, it may hold some value. An additional factor is that level 7s will become essentially useless since you'll be able to get them from a vendor that exchanges Legion clears for them. They should be essentially event gems, but there won't be a 7s market any longer. Everything below this level will only be fuel for fusing upwards. So it will be interesting in the coming weeks how our market reacts to this. So any decision you make in this current market is really a giant gamble. Now onto the gem market sales. Last time you heard, I was selling 1 to 3 level 9s a day for around 20k a pop profit. After I released the video, the market crashed due to the Loan announcement. I took a step back and waited for it to stabilize. Currently, the profit revolves around buying for around 78k, then converting to a meta move based on my instructions in the previous video, then listing for like 95k. The profit margins are halved and the selling volume is to spare. If you look at the recently sold, you may see 1 to 3 gems selling daily for an upcharge. From my selling experience so far, it seems I'm selling 1 to 3 a week now, so drastically less than previous. Because the market is so unstable at the moment based on updates coming shortly, I wouldn't recommend anyone to start this process until after Korea's patch next week. There's a real chance it flatlines our market, even 2 months prematurely to us getting tier 4. But if you're currently selling successfully, you can either diamond hands or sell now and wait to see if they plummet on Tuesday and the days following. Note, as much as it is fun to meme on the timing of my video release, every method and point I made about gem selling should carry over into tier 4. Even tier 3 higher level gems like 9s and 10s should still have a profit available after the market stabilizes, as a majority of players will still have a decent foothold of gold earners in tier 3 for a long while. One other factor that may affect some of these methodologies is if Korean players pushing for ease of swapping fluidly between whether the gem is damage or cooldown succeeds. This seems like a far cry, but with how new systems in tier 4 look to allow freeform swapping of builds, this seems like something that would only make sense to make this easier. The bigger cope in reality is that tier 4 seems to make the idea of class change tickets the most feasible it has ever been, especially if this is another avenue for making money on their end. Like I said, this is Omega Copium, but I believe this avenue has just opened up as a feasible possibility for my super limited understanding of Season 3 thus far. Now, if you joined this video for fast and easy gold, apologies for the bleak future of the gem market, but I know it will come back to being one of the best, if not the best, gold maker in Lost Ark. We will have to see how the new accessory market turns out, but if you want something full of free gold, red fusion materials. Pick a favorite life skill and farm it. If you don't care about the most efficient way, put on a leap essence to crunch the time necessary, craft at your stronghold, and profit. With the release of advanced honing, the only material folks seem to be short on is fusions, so get in while it's good and new, but forewarning, there are tens of thousands already on the market, but it is a great profit at the moment. Those are my thoughts on the current and future gem market. I know it will bounce back, it only makes sense unless they put event gem free swap function onto all gems, but they don't seem to be pushing that at all. If you haven't seen the previous video in question, check it out to see my journey into this market and where I get all this experience from, or if you are new and a returning player, check out my playlist designed specifically for you to get caught up to systems in place quick. See you in the next video.